My name is Jack Ross. 3 days ago, I walked out of my Boston apartment with my briefcase and told my wife, Emily, that I was flying to Chicago for a 2-day business trip. That was a lie. In reality, I only went to a motel on the next block. Lately Emily had been smiling at her phone all the time, even taking it into the shower. I wanted to see with my own eyes what the woman I'd been married to for 3 years was really up to. Saturday night, 10 p.m. I sat in a black SUV downstairs, watching the windows of my own apartment. The lights were on. Shadows moved across the curtains, 2 people. I took out my phone and texted Emily, "Flight got cancelled, honey. I'm at the entrance to the complex. I'll be home in 5 minutes." I stared at the curtains. 3 seconds later, the light in the living room jolted wildly. The 2 shadows started scrambling like crazy. In that moment Emily showed astonishing decisiveness. She didn't let the man slip out the back door, maybe there wasn't time. She shoved the shirtless man straight into our master bedroom. I went upstairs, turned the key, and pushed the door open. Emily stood in the entryway, hair a little messy, cheeks flushed. She was wearing that silk robe I like, the collar crooked to one side. "Jack, you scared me. Why are you back so fast?" She walked over, trying to take my bag. I could smell the air. Expensive bourbon, and a trace of cologne that wasn't mine. Faint, woody. Bad weather. "Took a cab back early," I said, walking straight into the living room. There were 2 glasses on the coffee table. One empty, the other still holding half a glass of amber liquid. Emily grabbed the glass first. "I was just video chatting with my friend Lucy. She insisted I drink with her." "Since when does Lucy drink something this strong?" I looked at her. "She just got dumped." Emily avoided my eyes. "Go take a shower, Jack. You look exhausted." "No rush." I headed straight for the bedroom. "I'm sweaty. I want to change into a clean t-shirt." Emily's face turned instantly pale. She almost ran ahead of me and blocked the bedroom door. "What's wrong?" I stopped. It's a mess in there. I haven't cleaned up yet." Her breathing was quick, her chest rising and falling. "I don't mind." I pushed past her and walked into the bedroom. The room carried that sweet, heavy scent that lingers afterward. The sheets were slightly wrinkled. I walked toward the large walnut wardrobe against the wall. The man was inside. I could feel it, that caged animal tension. Through the crack of the wardrobe, it felt like a pair of eyes were staring at the back of my head. I stood in front of it, my hand resting on the handle. "Jack!" Emily shouted. I turned my head. I ran you a bath." She came over and grabbed my arm tightly, her fingers turning pale. "Take a shower first, okay? I'll get your clothes." "No thanks. I'll get them myself." I didn't move. "Please, Jack. Just take the shower first." Her voice trembled. I looked into her eyes and smiled. Just then, the wardrobe door trembled slightly. The man inside had probably been squatting too long and his leg cramped. I let go of the handle and sat down on the edge of the bed. "Emily, how long have we been married?" 3 years. She froze. "In those 3 years, how have I treated you?" "Very well, Jack. Why are you asking this?" She stood between the wardrobe and the bed like a thin wall. "I ran into old Tom from next door downstairs," I said slowly as I took off my watch. "He said he's seen a man driving a silver Porsche coming in and out of our place a lot these past couple of days." Emily stopped breathing. The bedroom became terrifyingly quiet. I could even hear the strained breathing coming from inside the wardrobe. That's a food delivery guy," she said, telling the clumsiest lie imaginable. "A delivery guy who drives a Porsche?" I stood up and walked toward the wardrobe. Again. "I'm thinking maybe we've got a burglar. Or some blind idiot hiding in there." "Jack, don't." Emily lunged forward and wrapped her arms around my waist. "Let go," I said coldly. "Please, Jack. Let me explain. It's not what you think." I shoved her aside. She fell onto the mattress. I yanked the wardrobe door open. The light flooded in. A man was crouching inside. My boss, Stephen Miller. He was completely naked, squeezed behind my suits, still clutching his expensive Hermes belt. The space was so tight that his posture looked ridiculous, his face pressed against my gray overcoat. The air froze. Stephen looked up at me awkwardly and forced a smile uglier than a cry. "Hey, Jack, what a coincidence." Emily sat on the bed and burst into tears, covering her face. I didn't go crazy. I didn't rush him. I took out my phone, pointed it at Stephen in the wardrobe, and pressed the shutter. The flash made him squint. "Jack, delete that photo." Stephen tried to stand up, but his legs were numb and he collapsed onto my shoes. "Stephen, tomorrow I'll send this photo to the board of directors. And to your wife, the one worth millions." I looked down at him. No, Jack. We can talk. The vice president position, it's yours. Company shares too. I'll give you whatever you want. Stephen lay on the floor, pathetic as a dog. I turned and looked at Emily, slumped on the bed. Emily, that beach house you've always wanted. Now you've got it. I pointed at Stephen. Now tell him to get dressed and get out. As for you, I'll email the divorce papers tomorrow morning. The apartment is yours. All of Stephen's compensation is mine. I walked out of the bedroom and closed the door behind me. In the living room, that half glass of bourbon was still giving off its aroma. I picked it up and drained it in one gulp. 3 minutes later, Stephen stumbled out the front door holding his shoes. Emily ran out barefoot and dropped to her knees, trying to grab my leg. I stepped aside. Jack, I love you. I just wanted to help you get promoted. She cried pitifully. I handled the promotion myself, I said, waving the photo on my phone. And you're fired. I picked up my bag and walked out without looking back. The night wind downstairs was cold. I got back into the SUV and deleted every way of contacting Emily from my phone.